Hola amigos, I'm Hannah from Speak Better Spanish. This is our weekly live stream, Bilingual Tea with me. And so basically everything that I will be saying in English, I will be repeating in Spanish and vice versa. But basically what I do in these chats is I talk a little bit about what's going on in my personal life and then also fill you guys in on any revelations I've had about things I've learned about teaching Spanish effectively and stuff like that. So first of all, estoy feliz porque finalmente tengo mi té. Sí, qué bueno. Porque yo siempre digo que yo no he preparado ningún té para estas sesiones. Entonces, ¿por qué yo los llamo té conmigo si yo no tengo té? Bueno, finalmente hoy yo decidí, voy a preparar este té. Entonces el té está preparando ahorita, el agua está caliente, pero tiene que infusar. Bueno, pero sí, pronto voy a tener este té para beber. Y bueno, como ustedes ven, yo estoy acampando. No tuvimos esta sesión por una semana, 2 semanas, algo así, porque quizás ustedes ya saben, pero he tenido varios problemas con la tecnología, mi internet, todo eso. Durante las últimas 6 semanas, más o menos, he tenido varios problemas. Pero bueno, ahora estoy aquí y tengo muchas cosas que contarles. Bueno, so you guys might notice that I finally have prepared a mug of tea. It is actually quite rare that I actually have a mug of tea for these bilingual live streams. So I am excited that today I finally was like, all right, Hannah, it's called Tea with Me. Make your tea. And I have a lot to tell you guys. I know it's been a couple weeks since I have done one of these live streams because, as you guys may know, I have had quite a few issues with technology, internet, etc. You name it. So, cross your fingers. I think we might have a long-term solution. So, vamos a ver. ¿Qué está pasando en mi vida? Bueno, un amigo me va a visitar este fin de semana y estoy muy emocionada. Este amigo es muy buen amigo mío y también es muy aventurero. Entonces, sí, yo creo que vamos a tener muchas aventuras este fin de semana y si tengamos buen tiempo, vamos a ver qué hace el clima, pero bueno, sí, estoy emocionada porque este mes he estado un poco sola, me he sentido un poco sola, entonces estoy emocionada para tener compañía aquí. Y bueno, a ver, creo que el té está ya está listo. A ver, quizás demasiado caliente, sí, vamos a ver. Pero bueno, so I'm really excited because one of my friends is coming to visit me this weekend. He is very adventurous like myself, so I'm sure we will have quite a few adventures as long as the weather cooperates for us, so that is exciting. También yo grabé un video hace una semana con un grupo de profesores de español que todos nosotros enseñamos por internet, enseñamos español. Tuvimos un hombre de México, otro creo que fue de Colombia, y tuvimos una mujer de Argentina y otra mujer de España y yo. Entonces hablamos un poco sobre el aprendizaje, la enseñanza de español en los Estados Unidos, porque yo vivo en los Estados Unidos, yo estudié el español aquí en los Estados Unidos. Entonces tuvimos una charla muy interesante que fue en YouTube. Puedes buscarlo en el canal José Repetitor, tiene su propio canal y ahí está la grabación. Yo debo compartirlo en Facebook, pero bueno, tengo una lista muy larga de cosas que debo compartir, pero sí, fue muy interesante y ellos fueron muy amables conmigo. Bueno, entonces también mañana voy a grabar un video en Instagram Live con mi amiga Lidia. Lidia es de España y ella, su cuenta de Instagram se llama Better in Spanish. Entonces yo les recomiendo que asisten a este video en vivo que vamos a hacer mañana a la 1 en la hora central de los Estados Unidos. Va a ser muy interesante. Sería mi primera vez grabando un video en vivo por Instagram, pero bueno, y ahora en inglés. So, about a week ago, I did a a YouTube live with a couple of other online Spanish teachers, and they were all great. We had a Colombian, a Spaniard, an Argentinian, and a Mexican, and myself, and we chatted about like learning Spanish, teaching Spanish in the US, which is really interesting because Spanish is becoming really prevalent here in the US. So we had a really cool chat, and that was awesome. And then I'm actually going to be going live tomorrow as well on Instagram with Livia. Her channel, her Instagram account name is Better in Spanish. And so we're going to be live tomorrow. I've never done an Instagram live. Well, I have, but not like where we're both doing it. I do Instagram live every Friday. So I am excited for that. And then, a ver, ¿qué más? Y tengo dos nuevos amigos por internet que, bueno, he tenido conversaciones muy interesantes con ellos. Uno es de Argentina y es profesor de inglés. Entonces hemos hablado un poco y sí, es muy amable. Y el otro es mi amigo de Instagram, pero también de Facebook. Y sí, él es Perú, pero vive en Francia y hemos hablado un ratito. Entonces para mí es muy bueno practicar el español con los hablantes nativos, porque típicamente solamente practico con mis estudiantes, pero como ustedes escuchan hoy, mi charla es muy conversacional, que yo tengo un ritmo muy bueno hoy con la conversación, y yo no tengo eso todos los días, pero con práctica voy mejorando y voy con más fluidez. Entonces yo he practicado con ellos esta semana. Hemos intercambiado grabaciones de voz, grabaciones de audio. Y bueno, para mí es muy interesante poder escuchar y luego responder en español. Es muy buena práctica. Entonces estoy agradecida por tener estos dos nuevos amigos. So I also, let me see how hot this tea is. We'll see. Okay, it's drinkable. Okay, so I also I have two new friends, which has been awesome. So I've got a friend who's from Argentina, and he teaches Spanish down there. And then the other one is from Peru, and he actually lives in France, and he's a Spanish teacher as well. And so we have been chatting on Facebook, which has been really fun because I love using the Messenger feature on Facebook and where you can record audio and sending voice clips, because I'm too lazy to type everything out, and I just got on a phone and like having it like unauto correcting and telling it like, no, this word is spelled this way in Spanish just gets really frustrating. So I just rather like record it. But it's also fun. Like I've also realized a lot of people really enjoy getting audio clips, which is cool. It's just it's a way to be more connected than just sending actual messages. So which messages are good too. But so that's been really fun. You might notice that my Spanish is like really flowing today. Some days it flows more than others, but on the days when I've had a lot of practice, that's when it's really flowing. And so it is today. So that is always nice. So I'm very happy about my two new friendships. This tea is so good. Okay, a ver qué más. Sí, más o menos, bueno, eso es más o menos lo que está pasando en mi vida personal. También estoy planeando mis próximos viajes. Tengo unas posibilidades para este verano, este otoño. Entonces, muchas posibilidades emocionantes. Very many exciting possibilities emocionantes. Y bueno, vamos a ver qué pasa. No quiero hacer planes muy firmes en este momento, pero es bueno tener muchas oportunidades. Y sí, más o menos. Pero yo tengo dos cosas también que quiero explicarles sobre lo que he aprendido sobre enseñar español. So, before I get into a couple of things that I have learned about teaching Spanish, I also wanted to share that I am making some plans for some upcoming travels, and which I love. I love traveling. And so I might be I got some possible plans for the summer, some possible plans for the fall, all of which are very exciting. So yeah, it'll be cool to see what happens. I don't want to make any like super specific plans right now, but it's cool to have so many possibilities. So that's going on in my life. You guys can probably hear the train noise. It's pretty close to a train track here in a small little town, but honestly, like I don't mind it at all. I don't even notice it. I used to live in Colorado, and where I lived was pretty close, not as close as this, but pretty close to the train tracks, and so I just got totally used to it. Entonces, dos cosas que he notado sobre ser profesora de español. Uno es que mis estudiantes me dicen que yo reconozco bien los sonidos que ellos pronuncian. Por ejemplo, los sonidos de los vocales diferentes en español tienen diferentes sonidos, diferentes pronunciaciones. Entonces, algo que yo he aprendido con práctica es reconocer el sonido que hace el estudiante y corregirle si no es correcto. Por ejemplo, I en Spanish se pronuncia E. I en Spanish se pronuncia I. Entonces, en una palabra, a veces se suena parecido, más o menos semejantes, pero es importante escuchar la diferencia. Y lo que yo hago cuando yo escucho este sonido que yo pienso, es posible que este es un error, yo le pregunto al estudiante que repita el verbo o la palabra específica. Si yo escucho el error posible otra vez, entonces yo le pregunto cómo se deletrea y luego vamos de ahí. Y generalmente puedo reconocer los errores, que no es algo que he pensado. Yo no me he enfocado en eso, pero es muy útil como profesora poder hacer esto. Entonces, so one thing that I have learned about being a Spanish teacher, and this really isn't anything that I've even focused on at all, it just has kind of come about, is the ability to like pick up vowel sounds or like really hear exactly what a student is saying. And so what I mean by that is like the vowel sounds in Spanish are all different, but sometimes when they're in a word, it's kind of hard to hear exactly what somebody is saying. So for example, the letter E in English is pronounced like A in Spanish, and the letter I in English is pronounced like E in Spanish. So sometimes in some words, they kind of sound similar. I mean, there definitely are different sounds, but you know, when some people say them, sometimes it's kind of hard to hear exactly which one if you're not paying too close attention. And so what I've started doing with my students, and this isn't, like I said, it's not something I necessarily even focused on, but two of them have commented on it recently within the last week. So that's why I'm mentioning it. I just thought it was very interesting that they say that I have, very good like sound recognition skills or like listening recognition skills or something to that effect, which I think is totally true. So what I'll usually do if I hear what might be a mistake, I'll ask them to repeat that word or to say the verb again or whatever it was. And then if I still hear it, then I'll ask them, how do they spell that? And then that's usually when they'll be like, either they'll realize it themselves or I'll be like, close, but this is an ER verb. So what does our ending need to be? Or, but this is the nosotros. So what does it need to be? And what I really like about being a teacher is I like being able to kind of lead them in the right direction. Like, okay, everything's good except for we need a word here between these two words. Like, what's it going to be? So rather than just telling them, yes, but this needs to be this, like, let them kind of figure it out on their own, like give them a clue, because that's what they're going to remember. That's how they're going to learn. So that's something that I've enjoyed when my students have complimented me on, because as I said, it wasn't something that I necessarily really even thought about. Like nobody, I mean, I don't know. I don't have a formal education in being a teacher. I have a formal education in Spanish, but not in teaching Spanish. So all of these different skills and things that I've learned, I've just picked up from doing it, which honestly, in my opinion, is the best way to go. It's maybe not necessarily for everyone, but it's worked well for me. So anyhow. Bueno, y la segunda cosa es que mis estudiantes siempre mis estudiantes siempre comentan que mis lecciones son divertidas. Entonces, eso me hace sentir muy feliz, muy contenta, porque sí, para mí realmente intento hacer que las lecciones sean interesantes, divertidas, porque si un estudiante puede hacer una conexión de emociones, una conexión emocional con algo, por ejemplo, si hay un chiste que les hace reír, o si hay algo que relaciona con su vida, o si hay un comentario muy apoyante o algo así, si ellos pueden hacer una conexión emocional, tienen, ¿cómo se dice? Es más probable que ellos recuerden lo que aprendieron. Y para mí eso es importante. Yo quiero que mis estudiantes tengan éxito con aprender el idioma. Entonces, sí, yo intento contar un poco sobre nuestras vidas en español, contar un poco sobre la cultura, y yo siempre intento hacer que las lecciones sean divertidas. Y para mí es muy, muy importante. So one thing that I have learned is that it's really important. Well, my students have commented that my lessons are always fun, and I love that. I appreciate that. And it's definitely something that I strive for. Like, I don't want my lessons to just be boring and dull. I want them to be interesting and dynamic. And not only, of course, I want my students to have a good time, but I want them to succeed in learning Spanish. And I think they're going to be more likely to succeed if they can make some kind of emotional connection with what we're learning. So if they can, like, if I tell a joke and they laugh at it and then they remember that particular verb that I was emphasizing from the joke, or vocabulary, or whatever it was, or if we're sharing stories about our personal lives, like, they're going to remember that. Or if I give them a really positive, supportive comment, like, they're going to remember these things, and that's going to help them, that's going to help them in the long term. And so, yeah, it is really important to have the lessons be fun, and that's going to keep them wanting to come back and learn more. And the more they come back and the more they effort they put into things, and the more consistently that they do it, the more progress they're going to have. And that's what I want. I want my students to succeed at learning Spanish. That's what I'm here for. So sí, más o menos eso es todo que está pasando en mi vida. Nuevos amigos, práctica de español, viajes, enseñando español. Y bueno, y yo tengo espacio para algunos nuevos estudiantes en ese momento. Entonces, si tú quieres mejorar tu español, no importa tu nivel en este momento, yo tengo espacio para ti. Podemos trabajar en conversación, podemos trabajar en la gramática, verbos, vocabulario, pronunciación, la confianza, lo que sea. Entonces, si tienes interés en mejorar tu español, yo te recomiendo que buscas en mi sitio web speakbetterspanish.com para hacer una consulta gratuita. Podemos hablar un poco más para ver si te puedo ayudar. So that's basically all I have for you guys today. A little update on my personal life, my travels, some new friendships, speaking Spanish, some things I've learned about teaching Spanish. So, and I have space now for a couple more students. So if you are looking to take your Spanish to the next level, and whether that be with conversation, with confidence, pronunciation, with verbs, vocabulary, grammar, anything at all, no matter what your level is, even if you are just completely starting with 0 words of Spanish, I am happy to work with you. So if you would like to learn more about that and schedule a free consultation, you can go to my website, speakbetterspanish.com. And the free consultation you can book from, at the very top, there is a pink bar that says schedule appointment. You can click on that and there'll be a free consultation there. So if you'd like to chat more, I can answer any questions that you may have, see if we're a good fit, and see how I can help you. As I said, I do have conversation and grammar lessons, so we can chat, see if I can help you out. But I would love to talk with you more. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Que tengan buen día y hasta la próxima. Yo regresaré el próximo miércoles a la misma hora, las 11 de la mañana en la hora central de los Estados Unidos. Entonces yo les voy a ver en ese momento. So thank you guys again for tuning in. I will be back right here, same time next Wednesday, 11 a.m. Central, and I will see you guys then. Adios, amigos.